Hi friends, this is the Twin Flame Journey general reading for the week starting August 10 for this current week. So this is a general Twin Flame reading, and what I did this time was that I wanted to ask Source that if I can get any guidance or any messages on the running energy. So the running energy, I would also call the running energy the energy which is not standing still yet, as the other energy. Now this running energy could be both male, both masculine or feminine, at this time. So I wanted to particularly want Source to shed a light on this running energy. Although even the chaser is running in a way because they are running from themselves and they are not focusing on themselves, and they are indirectly putting all their energetics towards the runner. So indirectly both the energies are running in a way, but one energy is definitely running more than the other. So I wanted to focus on that particular running energy as to what they are feeling at this time, because we have gone through a lot of changes of the blue moon, the Lions Gate opening, and I have perceived, and all of the twins have perceived, all of the masters, the spiritual masters and teachers have perceived that there have been a lot of energy changes. So I wanted to focus particularly on the running energy and how they are feeling these days and what emotions they are going through and the kind of journey that they are going through. So particularly this Twin Flame general reading is focused towards the running masculine or feminine energy, and in general what all is going on. So I begin with the reading. And also particularly to be noted is that this time the deck that has been used is the Enchanted Lenormand, because the Enchanted Lenormand would give me more insight into the energies, into the energetics, of the overall situation. So what I've done is a kind of a grand tableau that we do in Lenormand. It's not necessary for you to know what a grand tableau is at this time, but please focus on what messages I'm going to provide for a general Twin Flame reading for this current week starting August 10. So when I focused particularly on the running energy, what I got was that the running energy, first of all, should not be mistrusted, or there should be total trust maintained on the running energy, because I'm being shown that the running energy is actually very reliable and faithful. It's not like they are to be distrusted, or they're going out with another person, or deliberately, or they are just playing the field. They're not doing that. They're actually very faithful, and they are thinking of you as much as you are thinking of them. And also that they have been on a very long winding spiritual journey too. The spiritual journey has not been similar to what the journey of a spiritual twin has been, because for a matrix twin the journey has been totally different. It has been more of a coping than a spiritual awakening, and during that coping itself, when the coping went on for quite some time, they also realized that they have to somehow enter into a spiritual realm or enter into a more spiritual way of life. But as such, their journey has been more of coping, and they are on a very long winding path. Our path has been, the chasing energies path has been long winding too, but in a different way, in a spiritual way. But the matrix twins long winding path has been in a very earthy way. They've had that earthy kind of a pain, the 3D reality kind of a pain, not the spiritual kind of pain or awakening. And I also see that there's still some obstacles. There are still some obstacles on the twin journey towards reunion, and I see that there are some blockages, and there's still stuff that is blocking them from coming to a standstill, coming to a harmonization, and then entering into a 3D or a 5D reunion with their standstill twin, who's doing less of the running. But when I asked Source to identify for me what is going to happen in the near future regarding this blockage or regarding this obstacle, I got this message that there's going to be a new beginning, a very hearty kind of a new beginning, full of romance, and there are going to be a lot of heartstrings pulled. So what that means is it's going to be a very heart-to-heart connection, and the matrix twin is going to come forward and make a new beginning. So I asked Source again that while the matrix twin is getting ready to make this new beginning, or a romantic gesture, or let's say a text message or a phone call or a face-to-face meeting or a reunion, with the spiritual twin. What can the spiritual twin be doing at this time? So I get this message that the spiritual twin has still some house cleaning to do. This is what the message I got. I got a house cleaning message, a house, the spiritual twin still has a lot of house cleaning to do, which means that you still have some inner housework to do. You have to look within what your own home or your inner home is trying to tell you. Maybe you have some inner child issues still. Maybe you have some past relationship issues still pending, maybe you have some abandonment issues. Maybe you have some self-worth or self-love issues. Maybe you have any kind of issues which you still feel your inside or your inner being will tell you whether they are complete or whether they're still in completion and you still need to work on them. But I'm being shown that there's still some house cleaning to do, and I'm also being shown that the spiritual twin is going to finally complete this healing and house cleaning. It's going to come to a final end, and there's going to be it's going to brighten up. It's going to brighten up your inner home, and because your inner home is now clean and totally devoid of any stuff which is no longer beneficial to you in your current 3D life or your 5D life, or the amount of awakening you've had, there are certain beliefs and certain patterns that you still have, that are no longer workable for you in your present life. You're going to shed all that, and finally a light is going to be shown out of your inner being, and that's going to reflect on the outside, and during that time the matrix twin is going to complete their long winding path, and they're going to come forward with a new beginning, which is going to be a very heart to heart connection. It's going to be a very heart to heart connection. And I was also given this message that the matrix twin, they are coming forward, they are on their journey and they are going to come forward, and that the arrival is going to happen in the near future. And I further aspected on how this journey is feeling for the spiritual twin, or the chasing energy, or the energy which is standing still, kind of waiting. Although these words and terminologies are not one that I would like to use, but just to clarify what I'm trying to do in this reading, I'm using this terminology of the running energy, of the chasing energy. What I would like to spiritual and the matrix twin to arrive at is the harmonizing and the standstill stage. To explain the standstill stage, I have to use the running and the chasing energy terms. So I also asked source to identify what the chasing energy is going through right now. So I was shown that the chasing energy is going through a lot of confusion. They think that the situation is very confusing. They don't know whether they should wait or whether they should, get going with somebody, just some regular relationship. They're tired of waiting and they're tired of doing inner work, but I'm being shown there's still inner work to do, as I told before in my reading. So a lot of confusion. I see a lot of confusion. I also see a lot of flickering thoughts in their brain, which are eating up their day-to-day peace. It's like something is gnawing, something is cutting up your brain day by day, and it's eating up your inner peace. And you also fear that your twin might be deceiving you. Your twin might be doing something behind your back. Your matrix twin might be doing something behind your back and deceiving you, and ultimately all this weight is going to go to a shoddy end. That is how you feel. And you also feel that maybe if you had a little more luck, your situation would be better. But believe the source, believe the spirit, this journey is exactly going as it is meant to be. So believe the source on that. But you are going through this thing where you feel that maybe if you had a certain bit of more luck, things could be different. I also see the spiritual twins going through a lot of transformation. A lot of the things, patterns, beliefs and things which were not working for you, maybe even related to your jobs, you are shedding those things. You are shedding careers. You are moving forward to new careers. You're moving forward to newer things which you always wanted to do as a career, but you never did. You always got stuck in 9-to-5 jobs, thinking that this is what is needed for a 3D life, but you're moving past that. So, and a lot of other transformation is going on when you're doing all your inner work. So I see a lot of transformation. A lot of things are dying, which no longer make sense. There's so much in your life now which no longer makes sense, because the light is being you're shining a light in your inner home, you know, you're shining a light inside. So when you're shining a light and doing that house cleaning, when you're shining the torchlight and doing house cleaning inside, you see a lot of stuff, a lot of garbage bags, a lot of like cobwebs, you know, which you now want to clean up, you know. So a lot of cleaning is going on, a lot of death is happening, you know, a lot of transformation is happening. Particularly, I also see a lot of stuff going on with the jobs, careers, and, you know, people moving on to better and better suited careers and stuff like that. So I'll show you the cards once and for all. When I did the running energy, or the running energy, what the running energy is going through, I got the dog card. The running energy is faithful and reliable. The running energy is going through a long winding path of coping up with this twin flame journey. The running energy still feels that there are obstacles for them to reach out. The running energy is going to make a new start, the Stork. When the running energy is feeling the obstacles, I see the mountain, you know, it's very difficult to surpass the mountain, and that is why I asked, like, what is going to happen after this, you know, because I see the reliability, I see the long winding path, and then I see the mountain, you know. So these three cards, they were the beginning cards. So what are we going to do, or what are they going to do to surpass this mountain? So when I did that, I got the Stork, which means childbirth or a new building, a new beginning, you know. And I also see the Heart card, which means that it's going to be a romantic, it's going to be a heart-filled, heart-to-heart, heart chakra connection, you know. For all those spiritual twins who've been feeling that, you know, they were more or less like